skill of securing a standing patient to a longboard. This procedure is ideally performed with 3 or 4 providers. One provider applies manual inline stabilization from either behind or in front of the patient. Then a properly sized cervical collar is applied. A long backboard is placed behind the patient and pressed against him or her. Once the board is in place, manual inline stabilization is maintained until the patient is secured to the longboard. If 3 or more providers are available, the first provider maintains manual inline stabilization throughout the procedure. Providers 2 and 3 stand on each side of the patient, turn slightly toward the patient. Each provider places the hand closest to the patient under the patient's armpit and grasps the nearest handhold on the backboard. The other hand grasps a higher handhold on the board. The patient and board are lowered to the ground. While lowering the patient to the ground, be sure to bend at the knees to accommodate the weight of the patient. Just before reaching the ground, halt the lowering of the board, and one provider at a time will need to release the board with their upper hand and reposition it under the first provider's arm before continuing to lower the patient and board to the ground. Once the patient and board are on the ground, the patient is moved as a unit and centered onto the board. The patient is now secured to the board.